Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Let's pick another prompt. Of course. Ready? Tear, rip. That's a fun one. All right, I'll gather some supplies. Okay, so I found my focal point that I wanted to use, and I've actually created one book, flip through book. It's Put on the Full Armor, Pray and Put on the Full Armor of God. So I have these images. This one, the shield, the breastplate, the belt, sword, helmet, and boots of peace. So I downloaded these off of Etsy, and I believe an AI generated these images. So what I was thinking is obviously our prompt is tear and rip. So what I was thinking is somehow have her in the middle and then having the paper torn around her with her armor all around her. I have these strips and stuff. I may sew something kind of like an elaborate tear. This is just packing paper, you know, sometimes you get in your Amazon packages or whatever. So that is what I was thinking, is just doing a collage here. I can show you I did an explosion book of it. It's this one, if you're interested. So it opens up like this. So that is actually going to be for sale here in my fall market on Saturday. But if you're interested in one of these, message me and I can get one to you, make one for you. I also remember the strips that we made. I got some of these to maybe embellish because it's kind of the same color scheme. And I've got some napkins and some other bits, dyed coffee papers and stuff. So I think the first thing I wanted to do is loosely cut around her. Get my other scissors. How are y'all doing today? I'm not doing too bad. Well, I guess I'll just rip. Okay, there she is. And then we'll have her come out. I think I'm gonna just kind of draw around her just to get, and then we can, yeah, to think about that for a minute. So I was thinking of ripping this out. Like that, right? I can add some more, and then have her coming out of the middle, right? But I can also add some, you know, truths like rips, you know? make it more dramatic. And then I was going to sew some bits, like sew some bits around to kind of stabilize it, maybe. Even if I went like that, had that under there. I think you guys get the picture, right? So have that for this one. Okay. And then for my other ones, I can have them tearing out of the paper as well. So I'm going to go ahead and fiddle with that and get these kind of all torn and sewn around. I think I'm going to sew some like threads. I was thinking, so I've got these strips somehow, maybe just making these thinner. Kind of wanted it to be dramatic, kind of explosion rips or something, you know. And now all I did here with this is just a handkerchief, and I just coffee dyed it. And those, if you can find them off at thrift stores, these are my father's, my late father who died in June. So they're just basic white hankies, you know. Nothing, no monogrammed or anything on them. But I was thinking of maybe putting some strips here. I'm not sure. Kind of just came to my head. Right? With some rips, kind of grunge. And I have some lace too. Although it'd be cool in this sketchbook. I think I'm going to work out of it on a more firm base. That way, if I want to hang it up, it's not stuck in my sketchbook. But we're just going to close the sketchbook for now. And just work on a flat substrate, I think. But I think you guys kind of get the gist. I kind of need to play around with it. So what I'm going to do is go to my sewing machine, create some texture with these. I do want to get some, I mean, I have a whole bunch of bits and pieces, you know, that if you're a crafter, junk journaler, you definitely have lots of strings and stuff. I mean, I could even do some feathers, but I don't know. I love these guys. Maybe for another project. But yeah, I've got threads around. Like, look at this. You know, kind of an explosion, you know, with her prayer, bringing forth the armor of God in a dramatic way. I'm thinking, though, before I sew, I should probably grunge this up. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue these a little bit. Probably just go like this. Get it really crinkly. Glue these bits on. I'm going to, so I'll do that with all of my images, come back, and then we can distress them and make them grunged with my inks and stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so you guys can see that I tore kind of like frames around these images. So what I thought I'd do, because this is distress ink and you can ink it and then spray some water, I would distress these. Now, I thought I tried this spice marmalade because it might appear different. We could just test it on here. My thoughts were, since it was a different color on brown paper, see that it kind of looks aged. You know, if we did the two different ones together, maybe, is what I thought. I thought it would look kind of distressed on here, like burnt and old, you know? So we're going to do a combination of both of these. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know, I've already torn it, but it's going to try, I'll just start with the orange here. Move some of this aside. Let's try this one. And just kind of go around and daub it, mush it around the edges. As you see here, like this. It's kind of going to be a tedious job, but I think the end result will be really cool. So you get the idea. I'm going to do the marmalade first. And yeah, you don't want to tear it. Okay. Okay, so we got that one, and then I'm going to try the walnut stain. I thought I had these daubers out already, but silly me, put them back. Just do this one. And kind of not dominate it, but just lightly maybe do the tips so it can have a nice little combo. Or sometimes with the wrinkles, I just kind of do that. So you can see a little bit of both. Yep, so I'm going to do that with all of these. And then we'll spray them and see what the results turn out. And then I will glue. I was cheeky and I wrote, like, this one's the boots, so I knew which frame went with what. I wanted to tear around here, but I thought, no, I got to leave this square because it's got to have something to glue my substrate onto. But I feel like I need to kind of grunge up around here because it's too white. So I'm going to grunge up around the images. I'm not going to wrinkle them up because I want them to be kind of smooth with the contrast of the wrinkled paper. But if I spray, I know some of it will get a little warped. But so that's what I'm going to do. I won't torture you with that. We'll just be back and it will all be done. All right, so here we are. I went ahead and distressed the papers. You can see here. I think they look pretty good. I wanted to see about using some of these strips of paper here that we did on the paper prompt. I was thinking, especially these strips here, maybe. I know it's not the same color now, but it's an idea anyway, because they're so pretty. Some of them have the yellow on them. But we play around with these for a minute. Like so, I mean, I can go ahead and distress them too. If I do some like paper lace with them and kind of back up the frame a little bit. Is an idea, but I think what I need to do first is the ones that are dry. Glue it on, glue these on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Get them mounted on their little frames there. can see that. I think it's turning out pretty cool. Oops. Also just got like a blank canvas here to see what it would look like for like a background. I think the black really sets off, brings forward the dark colors in the illustration. So I'm definitely it's going to be a black background. Also, as I was sitting here inking these and stuff, it took a bit of time at least. And I'm thinking this is going to be a project like my passion project. I'm not going to get everything done in this video because I want to sit and think about how I want to mount it on the substrate, the permanent substrate. But at least this is the start of this wonderful project. And gives you an idea too about ideas for tearing and ripping. Like you could definitely do this with fabric. I don't have a lot of fabric to work with. Plus I have a lot of paper, recycled paper and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these. I guess I'll do one if you want to see how I do it. I think I'm just going to glue around these first. This picture with art glitter glue here. Can you see all right? Okay. Just on the edges here, because some of these papers are still a little wet from the spray. But I'm really loving how this is turning out. Hey, do you guys not hear dogs, do you? My other two little pups decided to go sleep with Daddy today. So the only one in the studio is Rolo. He's a mommy's boy anyway, so we're not hearing any snores. If you're wondering, my husband works nights, so. And there. I'm going to go ahead and mount the other frames onto my, not necessarily my illustrations, but these illustrations. And we'll think about what we're going to do next. Okay, so these are all glued on. So I have written out, if you're interested, you can find the verse in the Bible on how to put on the whole armor of God, or pray your armor of God every day. It's found in Ephesians 6 verses 14 through 17. So in the other book, Explosion book, I just kind of typed out the prayer and the verses and stuff. So I thought what I could do, like I did here, the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, belt of truth, and boots of peace. So I can put like boots of peace here. And I'm not sure, maybe I don't really need to back it because I can just glue it there, but distress this part. So let's tear it to keep it with the prompt. This out of the way. And we can distress it with the walnut stain. Grunge it up a bit without smudging the letters too much. Okay, let's see what that looks like. I feel like we need some orange. And then I'll spray it like I did. Keep it consistent. Yeah, I like that. So I love what this does with the water. Kind of spreads it out like watercolor. Obviously, if you didn't have these inks, you could just do watercolor. So I think that'll look nice there. So I'm going to go ahead and tear out all of these and spray them, and we'll put them on there before I glue them on there. And yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so I got the little word sentiments there. So I was thinking, since it's tear rip, I could make some paper lace. So this could be the back, and then I could tear strips of this color and then do my, you know, lace like that. Of course, I need to grunge them up to kind of match this color, but at least still have the brown. And if I use my distressings like I did on everything here and put it, so let me just show you an example of the paper ribbon lace, I guess. I mean, I could use this too, but it's just basically, see how I sewed, and then just to back it up like that, or even under the tears to kind of accentuate the tears, because you can't really see it with this paper much unless I go in and paint behind it. But I think with texture, I want to do something like this. Just put that down. See what I'm saying? And put it under the tears. But that is going to take me a minute to do that. So that would probably be a part 2 if you're interested in the end result of this project, because this is going to be a big project. I have a feeling. I really, really like what's going on here. Now the next question would be, am I going to put this in a journal or just put it on a big canvas, kind of as a painting, sort of. Kind of like a junk journal painting, but not in a journal. Because I wanted to take this verse and roll it up and make a scroll out of it on the painting. So those are my thoughts. I would really love to actually, yeah, that is what I'm going to do. I am definitely going to put it on a canvas. And yeah, like I said, this is going to be probably a little longer term project. Now I'm obsessed with wanting to finish this. I'm definitely going to make some paper lace out of this paper, and then I will go ahead and distress it like I did here. Well, maybe I shouldn't, because then, see, these are the things you got to think about, right? Because these pieces really do have the same colors. So really the brown paper would be just kind of breaking that up a little bit and then putting it under the ruffle. So that is definitely something I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it here, guys. I am like, I've loved, I mean, I can't say I don't like everything that I've done so far. There are some things that I love better, but oh my goodness, I am definitely in love with what's happening here. And I really hope this encourages you to take some paper, tear it, and put your focal point inside. You know, whatever that is, whatever your passions are. As you well know, if you don't know yet, my passion is Jesus. And so I do a lot of my artwork is based on that. But for you guys, if that's your passion, that is wonderful. But if it's not and you want to use another focal point, I love this kind of framed torn paper, because you can do so much with it. You can, you know, use your fabric and your strips. And so, yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I just got some wonderful news. My son, my youngest son, and his girlfriend are coming for a surprise visit, and they'll be here this evening, and I'm so excited to see them. They live in Santa Fe, New Mexico, so I don't get to see them very often. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, guys, I love you. Bye. Oh, yeah, comment down below if you want to see the end result of this project, or if you want to see just whatever you would like to see more of. That would be great. I'd love to communicate with you and chat with you about anything art and whatever. All right, guys. Bye.